Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
I guess I'll need an old-fashioned key.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Detection lock. Stop.
Well, looks like they are planning a little party for me.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
Looks like it's going to be easier than I thought. But then again, better not overstay my welcome.
Okay, let's take a look at how this scene was roughly laid out in iClone 5. These techniques, once again, will work, I think, just fine in iClone 6. So here are the avatars and their positions. And now we'll just start adding the set as I constructed it. I've attached a lot of the set pieces to some dummy objects, so maybe it'll make it easier to bring them up, like the floor here. And there we go. There's all the floor pieces. Now these pieces were once again done in SketchUp, and very simple objects, and I gave them a little louver there so light could shine up and cast shadows, kind of the effect I wanted. And then I gave them simple textures, as you can see there. Let's go on and take a look at some other pieces and parts that went together. Let's take a look at, let's go down here. And here are the doors. We talked about the doors in a previous little walkthrough tutorial, and here they are. And we'll go ahead and play it here. And let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. You can see the light starting to come up there. And that door, of course, opens like we described in the previous tutorial, like so. So we've got our door pieces there. We've arranged those where we want them. And let's go ahead and look at some other odds and ends. One thing that I wanted to have through the floor, as I said, we talked about the light. I put one of my spotlights right here. This light down below, let's turn it on there. This light is moving around as Gale moves around. That light's going to move, cast shadows up through the grating in the floor. I also wanted a little more business going on under the floor, and also over the floor. I added what we call a little glow, and these were just simple polygons that I attached an animation to. Have them below the floor here and above the floor and the ceiling, so they kind of shine through that grating that I created. And we'll see here, I've got the ceiling right here. Didn't need the ceiling going everywhere exactly, so I created that ceiling, and it's basically just the floor flipped around upside down. But there's an animated texture on that, so the underneath the floor there's this moving color, which I just wanted a little more interest going on there, so I added those objects there. So let's take a look now at something else here. Let's see here, we've got some pipes. Added some piping parts to make a little more interest in the hallway, a little more business going on there. And let's keep going. I created some walls. Now I had two different kinds of wall segments here. I created once again these segments in SketchUp, gave them textures, and created the very simple objects. And as you can see, there's no texture really. I applied on the other side since I didn't see it. Don't texture it. Saves you some resources there. In some places, I really didn't need a complex wall, and I just made some flat polygons that I textured with some simple textures. And let me turn those on and off. You can see those. Didn't need anything complex. Once again, if the camera doesn't particularly see it, or if it's just in a quick shot, then I try to keep it real simple. So those textures are very simple. These ports here are kind of cool, but once again, it's just simply a flat polygon. Also created these port windows. Let's go here. These nice windows in SketchUp and textured them, and so they go as kind of end caps on those hallways, so we don't just see off there. So that helped with that. Added some more, turn off a few of these sections, added some columns right here, little bits of business to create a little more interest. Let me turn off a few things here so you can kind of see. Yeah, here they are, the columns there. And made some segments that joined the floors together right here. You can see that. So that kind of added a little interest, helped me glue everything together, as it were. And let's see what else we've got. Got the pipes, the ceiling. One thing I added were some computer screens, and these are once again just simple animations that I threw in. I didn't necessarily parent them to a object. I just kind of set them up to where they could be positioned anywhere I needed them, and they happen to be in this position here, but they are of course against a wall section. When I turn it on, they'll be part of the walls there, like so. And let's take a look. We have some more alarm lights right here, as you can see. And once again, they're not attached necessarily. I just position them where I wanted them, and I can easily reposition them for another shot if I need to. So sometimes you attach to objects, sometimes you may not. Also, of course, you can see some of the particle effects that are scattered throughout the set when she shoots a ray gun, like so. We've got particles attached to these avatars here and to the wall, and so they do their thing. So that's kind of how we laid out the scene. Nothing complicated at all. Here we go, the other walls and the ports and the wall sections, and sparks, and of course, are the particle effects. So that's the basic layout of the scene you just saw. Looks pretty hideous here. Now, one other thing I did add was, of course, an image for the sky, and as I remember, I think I added that just as a 2D background. Real simple, so it's just back there giving me some stars looking through the grating, so you can see the stars in there if you need to in some shots. So that's basically it. Pretty simple, pretty easy layout.